Okay, so I'm trying something different on the microphone. I put something around it so hopefully the wind won't get to it, but we shall see. So it is Sunday, late afternoon, but it's super pretty out. And I just kind of thought it would be nice to look at all my flowers because I have snapdragons here that are starting to bloom. These are kajaris, and I have a bunch of, there's a bunch of them in here. So we'll have a bunch of kajari melons. But the thing that I'm really enjoying right now is all my flowers, and I've been doing flower arrangements in the house. Like I have a couple of them all the time, and I just love zinnias because these are mostly volunteers, and I think that's completely amazing. And then the what are they called? Gladiolas that we planted, they're all tripling and quadrupling, so we have way more than we had last year. But my bee balm is blooming, and it is just so wonderful, and the bees love it. So last year we had one white one, and this year we've had 3. So I cut one and took it in the house because it was kind of laying over. I'm harvesting cucumbers, probably 5 or 6 a day. I'm harvesting 5 or 6 a day of the yellow squash. We dug not quite half this potato bed, and it was actually a fair amount of potatoes, but a lot of them were still small. So we decided we're just going to leave it for a while. But look at my flowers. they're just so lovely, and I am enjoying them so much. The hollyhocks are just about done. But we'll just go in the high tunnel, and I am starting to harvest tomatoes. So I've probably harvested maybe 8 or 9, maybe a little more tomatoes. But they are starting to get red, tomatoes everywhere. And I mean, they're loaded, and then these will start producing probably in another month. So these are behind the other ones, which is what I wanted. Starting to get cherry tomatoes. So not loads and loads of them yet, but definitely getting them. And I picked that great huge big tomato that was there, but I have a bunch more of this variety, and we'll make salsa with that. And so I have been eating tomatoes, and I'm in heaven. The Roadster tomato, I actually really like the taste of it. And the high tunnel is really working for tomatoes because they are setting fruit. So these are San Marzanos, but you can see I'm getting fruit set. And outside I'm not because it's been so hot, but just having this 20% shade cloth really makes a significant difference. So these are just wild. These are my black brandywines, and I just love them, but they're crazy. They're difficult to maintain. So anyway, I do have a lot of tomatoes, and I do have a lot of tomatoes getting ripe. I generally pull them in the house before they're completely ripe, just because bug issues, and that way I don't have the bug damage on them. But anyway, this is a short little video today. Not a lot going on. Little chick is growing like crazy, and still don't know whether it's a rooster or a hen. But we should know in a couple weeks. But I am pretty happy with my tomatoes because I have a bunch of tomatoes, and I'm eating tomatoes again, and I'm happy about that. The cucumbers in here, they're doing really good. They look green and healthy, and I've decided to trellis them up a string because I've never tried it, and I thought it sounded kind of fun. So I have planted some additional squashes. So over here I've got some cantaloupe, acorn squash, sugar pumpkin, zucchini, and spaghetti squash that I've planted. Because our season's so long here, I should be able to put these out as seedlings, and we should still harvest quite a bit from it. I'm assuming that my current squash, my yellow squash, is going to succumb to squash vine borer eventually. But I'm staying on top of it. But hopefully I will get some sugar pumpkins, because we like to do just a couple so that we have homemade pumpkin puree for Thanksgiving, for pumpkin pie, and then we usually give some away. So anyway, that's all that's going on, but I just didn't want to not do any kind of video, and I am just absolutely thoroughly enjoying my flowers this year. They're beautiful, and there's lots of them, and I didn't plant hardly any of them. So that's kind of cool. Talk to you later. Take care. Bye.